Hi everyone, and welcome to the best list. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be going over some honorable mentions first, before I get into the list, and we're gonna start off with Tala. So, Tala is a new metal band that I found, like, way back when they dropped, like, The Impressionist pretty early on in the year. And at the time when I listened to it, I wasn't really. 2022 was like a big discovery year for me because I found I got really big into like heavy music. Um, but at the time, I was still, just coming off 2021 where my taste isn't what it is now. um, but yeah, I was like, yeah, I kind of like this, so I just kind of left it there and didn't think much about it. I think it showed up on my release radar. And then, around, around October, I would say, is like, yeah, around October, I want to say, is when I was like, you know what, I'm just going to check out this band again and see what I think about them now. And I really liked what I heard, so when November rolled around, the 18th, and I was more than ecstatic to get my hands on the new Tala, and it's really good. Generation of Danger is a really great album in my opinion. It's one of the best like new metal albums of this year. Granted, there weren't that many new metal albums this year, but this is definitely one of the better ones. It's definitely better than Chaosium's. I personally like that Chaosium album, but I can. That's in the past now. This is what you needed. This is good. Like, this is really good. I wouldn't call this just like, this isn't. I'd actually call this like new deathcore because this makes Slipknot look like Nickelback. Okay. That's like this is some heavy shit. Check it out. It's pretty good. Fit for a King, The Hell We Create. Good metalcore, good. I don't know, man. Like, I really like this album. It's not perfect. I do skip over Falling Through the Sky. And another track, what is it? I don't remember. I do remember I skipped through maybe like 2 to 3 tracks on here that I don't really care for that much, but everything else I really like. I really like the opener title track. That's great. And The Other Side, one of the best like heavy and melodic songs of this year in my opinion. One of my favorites on this album is Reaper. Like, that song, despite how kind of dark it is really just like a fun pump up jam. Great for the gym, by the way. Another really heavy one is Eyes Roll Back, where it's just nothing but like harsh electronic sounds and just stampeding riffs. Like, it's a great song. Really love that one. On the more melodic side, again, and The Other Side, great. I really like Fracture. That's one of my favorites. I love that chorus. And I like Reaching Out as well. I think Reaching Out is really great. I don't remember the name of the last track. It might come to me after I'm done with this, but I really like how the last track has like this cool blast beat symphonic section to kick off things. Like, that's really cool. I always love it when bands do that. So the one song that I wholeheartedly do not think is really that good on this album is Times Like This, I believe, the song with the Ghost Inside. Despite how good the guitar work and instrumentation is, the lyrical content is just kind of, it's not great. But yeah, no. Fit for a King, really good. I can't wait to see what they do next. So yeah, check it out. Moving on to the actual list. And at number, I believe I have 13, 15 including honorable mentions. On to number 13. Woo! messed up a little. I initially had probably 13, but now I only have 13 with honorable mentions. So this is number 11 and number 13. Don't kill me. Anyways, yeah, Psychroptic, Divine Council. Good stuff. This was an album I watched a review for, and got into it that way. I think this album dropped in August. I don't remember though. But yeah, I really like this album. It's got like technical. It's technical death metal. Which death metal as a genre just doesn't really appeal to me. It's just kind of it's always like raw all the time. But I like bands, and what I like is when a death metal band, has melody and does more than that. That's probably why I like Inferi so much. They're insanely progressive and melodic, but yeah, this is also really good. Insanely technical. There's some great melodies on here. I like it. Some of the screams are maybe a little static for my taste, but I'm always interested by just the instrumentation itself, which is really good. It's insanely good. The clip I just played you was, I think, just a blast beat, but the beginning of that song has this really interesting, like, kind of start-stop riff going on. It's really cool. Go check out Enslavement, by the way. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. It's just really solid, so check it out. Moving on, we have number 10. Okay, Malevolence, Malicious Intent. This was one of the earliest albums I listened to in the year, next to Wolves at the Gate. But yeah. No, this is an excellent album. I really like this. It's kind of interesting for metalcore. Like you put on Unbroken Glass, you listen to the first song, and you're like, okay, alright, this is some metalcore. And then you listen to Unbroken Glass, and it has this like really interesting main riff that like has never really been, maybe has been done before, I don't really know. But I don't know, this album to me just stands out so much because it has so many unique and interesting riffs within the metalcore genre, but it also chills out with stuff like Higher Place. One of my favorites is Unbroken Glass, of course. Another one of my favorites is Salvation, which features Matt Heafy of Trivium. Which, yeah, I love Trivium, so I'm all down for that. Yeah, overall, this was an outstanding album. Don't really have too much more to say other than this cover is very similar in concept to Divine Councils. I will say I didn't expect that. Like, I compared the two and I'm like, these kind of seem similar, but yeah, no. Check this out if you're vaguely into metalcore. Number 9 is Cabal and Magno Eternatus, I believe. Yes. Anyways, yeah, this is a great album. Whoa! This was the year where I got into deathcore, and thank gosh I did, because this album is really good. I love it. It's definitely because I believe I'm going off of just like what Metal Churches has said, and apparently this band has Scandinavian roots, which gives the music a bit of a blackened vibe to it. It definitely has a more blackened edge to it than most deathcore. Definitely makes them a bit heavier as well. My favorite song, which you just heard, Like Vultures, has a awesome symphonic chorus going on. Like it's insane. The rest of the album is just rager to rager. Like it's just insane. It's like this album can bash, much like Tala before it with the Generation of Danger. This album can bash your head in and it just won't stop, and it keeps going. And at 38 minutes, it doesn't overstay its welcome. Unlike other albums I know. Looking at you. Looking at you. Lorna Shore. Anyways, yeah, this is a really great album, and I think you should check it out if you want. If you're into deathcore, this is what you listen to. Number 8 is Pull the Sun from the Sky to Freeze the Future. Scoring at the End of the World by Motionless in White. This was a pretty early one, from what I gather. From what I remember, I believe it came out in August. I really like this album. I don't care what anyone says. This is great. It's good. Now there are some really cheesy moments. I personally do not like Red, White, and Boom. I don't think anyone does. That song just feels like no. I'm also not a huge fan of the song Werewolf. It was fine. I just kind of like it when this band like hardcore leans into the gothic vibes. And Werewolf kind of seemed like a fun, silly track, which, you know, it's fine. Any band can do that. I'm not saying they can't. It just didn't vibe with me, that's all. One of my personal favorite songs, Masterpiece, is on here. Oh, bro, that was like, I think it was the second single, I believe, and it was, so good, so good. And Cyberhex is another one of my favorites. I love the ending. It's just like, it's got that like I could literally sing the ending of Cyberhex. Like, this album is so good. Please check it out. Honestly, I feel like this is a great gateway album for people who want to get into metalcore but still want to have some kind of, like, you know, mainstream appeal. That this is definitely a gateway album in my opinion. You could definitely get yourself into the genre through this. So yeah, moving on, we have number 7. 156 Silence Narrative. This was a pretty late discovery. I got this from when Metal Trenches did his did a metalcore video, and this band was on it, and I was like, I kind of like that. I'm gonna go check that out. And I like pretty much the entire album. I won't say it's perfect. There definitely are some tracks that just kind of like, it's okay, it's fine. But my absolute favorite song, it's gotta be Say the Phrase. Oh, I just love how the song never just lets up for even a minute. It's just, well, maybe it does let up at times, but it just keeps pounding and pounding at your head. And I love the vocal delivery on it too. Yeah, overall, this is just a really great album. It's that noisy kind of metalcore. It's that really noisy kind of metalcore that, you know, was the original metalcore, basically. You know, the 90s and early 2000s. Obviously with a lot more polish behind it, but still really, really good. If you like metalcore in any capacity, please check this out. It is really, really good. I want this band to get more recognition, so yeah, check it out. Number 6. Relica. I don't know what I am. This is a really great EP. It's the only EP on my list this year, and that's for a good reason. This is some really damn fine prog metal. I'm a huge prog metal guy, in case you don't know. It's just a lot of the prog metal I listen to didn't come out this year. This happens to be an exception. I really like this EP. It's complicated. It's got really nice melodies. They even introduce some nice electric elements here and there to spice things up. Keeps you interested. This band is also from Australia, I believe, which is really cool. Don't know too many bands from Australia other than, I think, Architects. So, hey, there you go, new band. Yeah, these guys are pretty young. I found them initially through their song Doomed, way back in, like, I didn't hear it on release. I heard it in like, I think my Discover Weekly or something like that. And I just put in my like songs because it's like, oh, it's good, you know, good. But this definitely has a different style from Eventide. Uh, but I don't think it's for bad. I think it's for the better. So, yeah, definitely check this band out if you're into prog metal. And another thing to add is singer has a bit of a unique cadence, maybe not for everyone, but yeah. Moving on, number 5. Non-Negative by Cold Rain, and I don't really have much to say. Yeah, I already reviewed this earlier in the year, and I pretty much said all I wanted to there, so the too long didn't watch version is, and the video really isn't that long, it's only like 11 minutes, but yeah, if you don't want to go track that down, really great album. I think this is a really great offering from Cold Rain. I didn't care for some of the songs. Some of them just kind of felt not great with their choruses. But there are some of their all-time best songs on here. Bloody Power Fame is one of my favorites. 2020 is another really good one. The opening, Let Me Help You, or Help Me Help You, I believe, is a really great opener. There's just Before I Go is another really great one. Like, there's just a lot of good songs on here, and I feel like if you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't check this out at least. So yeah, not much to say other than number 4. Alright, I had to turn the light on because my lighting, because it's getting dark outside and my natural lighting went down, so gotta cover the light with my head so you're not burning your eyes out. But yeah, this one, Palisades, man, they do it. They do it, man. They do it. Yeah, this was a band I had knew about previously. I really liked their song War. It was really good. And then the original lead vocalist, I don't remember his name, but the original lead vocalist left. And then the bassist actually stepped up to the plate and became the lead vocalist for this album, and I presume onwards. And I really enjoyed what was on display here. My Consequences is one of my favorite songs ever. It's got this insanely infectious vibe about it. I also love Invincible, Die Down. That's like one of my favorite songs on the album. It's got one of my favorite verses like ever in music, and I really just love the absolute 2000 hard rock energy this album gives off. Like, this is just so good, man. This is the kind of music I live, die, and breathe for. Like, I love everything about this album. Even if it may come off as, like, terribly edgy to someone else, this is, like, it's just so good. Near Misery has one of the, like, best chorus harmonies on the entire album, and it's just, I'm sorry. But, like, no, this is the album, man. Like, this is one of my favorite albums of the year. I love everything about it. So, yeah. If you want some really great angsty hard rock, here you go. Number 3 is... Pawns and Kings by Alter Bridge. This was a pleasant surprise. I got really into Alter Bridge this year. I absolutely love them now. I kind of swore them off because I was like, I like created nothing else, but no. Yeah, I got into not only Alter Bridge, I also got into Mark's solo project, Tremonti, so yeah. Anyways, this was a really great album. I love pretty much every song. I like all the songs except for Holiday. I feel like that's the one weak link that this album has. Every other song I really love, though. Stay is a great emotional ballad that you just want to fly away into the wind on that one. Like, that's like the perfect just fly music. I don't know. It's really good. Another one of my favorite riffs actually is on Sin After Sin, where it's where after the main dun 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 dun, as they're doing the dun dun dun, it does dun 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 dun. I love that. It's so cool. And this also features the band's longest track to date in Fable of the Silent Sun, and it's probably one of their best, rivaling Blackbird and Fortress in my opinion. Fortress is kind of under Blackbird. Anyways, yeah, this is just really, really great hard rock and music overall. It's the music that I love to listen to. There's unique riffs all over, and yeah, can't say much more other than if you like hard rock, you will most likely like this. Moving on, we have number... I actually forgot what number, but you know what? I won't forget in the next section, so yeah. This year was definitely the year of Norma Jean for me, as evident by this placing. I got really into Norma Jean this year, and I'm starting to get back into them again. Yeah, I'm never gonna be off this band. Like, oh man, this was the year of Norma Jean for me, as I said, and wow. I saw reviews for this, and I'm like, it can't be that bad, right? So I just checked it out, and I really ended up liking it. It's not a perfect album. None of these are like a perfect album, but my personal enjoyment was always through the roof when I listened to this. I really like Killing Words, Spearmint Revolt is one of my other favorites. I also like Death Rattle, the title track. That's a really good one. I like Death Rattle. Heartache is an amazing closer. And yeah, there's Sleep Explosion is another decent one. It's got some good stuff, and it's got some... Well, Wave is actually another really great one. But yeah, there's just a lot of good songs on this album. Yeah, it does feel a little different from All Hail. All Hail was more just kind of freaking just head caving. This feels, and not to say All Hail wasn't experimental, it definitely was. You know, With Theirs is one of their best songs. But yeah, this is just a really great album. There's lights of nice, like, atmospherics and stuff. They kind of balance that with the heavy, especially on tracks like Aria Obscura. So, yeah, overall, really great album. Really enjoyed it. If you like metalcore or hardcore in general, I think you should check it out. You might find something here you like. And this is number 2. I almost forgot. Ha! Anyways, moving on, we have number 1, which is... Counterparts, a eulogy for those still here. This album is beautiful. That's the only word I can use to describe it. It's metalcore, but it's very hooky and melodically driven. I believe the band cites Misery Signals as an influence. And overall, I don't know what to say. This is a great album. This is some of the most emotional music I listened to this year. I don't know, man. If you're not feeling the melodies of the choruses, I don't know what to tell you, man. This was a really great metalcore album. I love the vocal performance. I love how melodic it is. I love all the hooks, especially the one that comes right after the chorus is Bound to the Burn. That's a really great one. And overall, this is just a very nice album, and I loved listening to it. And I hope that you guys check this out, because this is a really, really great album. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this, best of list. And, yeah, be sure to, I don't know, if you want to. Anyways, yeah. Have a great rest of your day, guys. This might be going up on Thursday, actually. But yeah, great rest of your day. Next video will actually be a little bit of a mini collection update that's going to be posted probably like 1 or 2 days after I post this. So be on the lookout for that as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.